Customer Service Award for highest client ratings, D Magazine's Best Realtor, 5-star Professional Award, and several other recognitions for her success and service to clients. Join her each week as she meets with the top community influencers to help you get to know the area you want to call home. Don't just love your home, love your community. And now, here's your host, Kimberly Woodard.
Good afternoon, viewers. I'm so excited about today's episode. We have a special guest here, and we have Shawn Edwards with tbarm, and he is here to tell us about and talk about this upcoming event that you guys have. Welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, definitely. Well,
privileged to be here. Yeah.
Yes. Well, let's talk about you.
Okay.
And at T-Bar, and what do you do for T-Bar?
For T-Bar, a little bit of everything. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, part of the management team, just whatever they need me to do, marketing or anything really. Sometimes I'm out doing stuff with the paddle. I'm doing tennis stuff and just a little bit of everything. So enough to keep me busy when the tournament's not going on, pretty much is the focus.
Yeah, get a little tennis in there.
I try to play, This is the time that I stop playing tennis until maybe March and then try to pick it back up.
Gearing up for the event. Well, let's talk about how, this big event that's coming up very soon.
Yes.
And, kind of how this event has formed.
Right, yeah. So, the RBC Tennis Championships of Dallas. This will be the 22nd year that we do it. So it's been going on for a while. Actually, when Glenn Agritelli bought the club is the same time that he started doing the tournament. Okay. Tennis, obviously, is very important to him.
Yes.
And keeping professional tennis in Dallas was very important to him. So Dallas was kind of a hub of professional tennis for a long time, and then it kind of slipped away. So when he came back and bought the club, he said, look, I want to make sure we have professional tennis here in Dallas. And it was it was a much smaller event when it first started in 1998 than it is now, but that was kind of his vision. He wanted to see it grow and see, really high-level players come here to Dallas and play, and I think he's done a great job of getting it to that point, and, that's where we're at now. And
very exciting.
Sky's the limit. We keep growing it every year, so it's fun,
Yes, and so our dates for the tournament are?
February 3rd through the 9th.
3rd through
2020,
the 9th.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, very close.
So I know that you guys have a lot going on that period of time. Mm-hmm. Let's tell our viewers kind of what to expect and they came and all that.
Right. Yeah. So it's indoors. That's the first thing we just want to talk about is that it's in February, so it's an indoor tournament. So you don't really have to worry about weather conditions. Right. We have one stadium court, and then we have another secondary court where matches are played. Okay. So when you go inside, and especially this year, so we've got a great partnership with Lagardère Plus. I don't know if you're familiar with that company. They've done a lot of events worldwide, but in Dallas as well. And they're going to kind of help bring this thing to the next level. But when you kind of come in, you're into the tournament town, party garden area, and it's just kind of like a whole tennis fan experience when you come in. And we're boosting all that up. And then you have the grandstands. You can see the big digital display. You can see the matches that are going on when you come in. And you kind of walk into the whole seating area. And it's so much more intimate than any other really professional tournament there is in the country. Because if you go to the U.S. Open, you're sitting still hundreds of yards away sometimes, even in really good seats from the players.
Right.
We're a lot closer. I mean, you're 12 feet off of, the alleys, and you really get the feel of a Riley Opelka serve. I mean, you get that it's how fast paced it is. So it's a different experience. There's, we have a lot of fans that, and sponsors that say, I spend this much money going to the U.S. Open, but I get a better experience here.
Yes.
Because you're just so close to it. You have players walking around and being, here at tbarm, they're sharing the same areas that, we're in every day. So it's cool seeing like a Francis TFO sitting at my locker that I'm going to go, use the next, day. So it's cool having that, especially, for people here in Dallas to have those guys here.
Oh, definitely. And it's just the experience that you're getting versus, again, going to, one of the bigger tournaments and being up in the nosebleed and everyone looks like ants down there.
Right. And these are guys that you typically will see at the Australian and Wimbledon and U.S. Open. Riley Opelka was here last year. Isner was here last year. Kyrgios was here last year. These are all guys that, are playing in those events. So to go see them.
My kids watch it, on all those tournaments.
Yeah, I know the kids love, their ball kidding and, they get all these opportunities to be around the players, which is, I think is great for the, for the sport of tennis here in Dallas, which is, kind of one of our focuses is, to help grow the sport here in Dallas.
Definitely.
In Texas.
Definitely. It's so exciting. So during the event, during the span of the days, are there special things that are going on through different days that, maybe people may be interested in knowing about?
We kind of start things off really a little bit before the tournament starts. Okay. So that first Saturday, we usually do a citywide kids clinic. That's something RBC Wealth Management sponsors. Okay. And it's kind of bringing in kids from the community to learn. We have some of the professional players there. They're instructing the kids kind of alongside our club pros. Okay. It's just kind of a good, fun environment. We're using like every court we have, and it's a fun experience to give these kids a chance to interact with the players and to learn tennis if they're new to tennis and don't know it. The USTA has their Net Generation gear that we use, and they can kind of learn the game through that system that the USTA is promoting through NetGen. So it's a cool opportunity. So that kind of is what starts that week off. Okay. And then we kind of lead into that first day, Monday. Every day there's 2 sessions until we get to the finals. So you have a day session so people can come in during the day if they're doing lunch or whatever. They just come in and watch tennis. And then the evening sessions are crazy pretty much every night. It's kind of a party every night. So there's those kind of little party elements to every night. Right. We have special restaurants that come in every night, and they provide the food. So whether it's like a Sambuca 360 or a Matitos, Taverna, these companies are coming in, and they're kind of focused meal. So, you go out to dinner somewhere, or it's here on site. So it's a cool opportunity to have really good food. You go somewhere else and you get kind of ballparky food, but this is, really a nice dinner, that you're going to have on our site. So it's pretty cool. Very cool. And then there's the other events that kind of go inside with it that are either, kid focused or with Susan G. Komen, Dallas County. We do a pink day. So that's that Thursday, I believe the 7th. Okay. I want to say. Yeah. Or 6th, for this year. And that's where proceeds are going to Susan G. Komen, Dallas County. So it's a day event. We're actually doing it with Judy Murray, Andy Murray, and Jamie Murray's mother. So we're doing a little Q&A, kind of sip and, have mimosas and talk to her and, say, hey, what's it like having, this level of athlete son, and how did you, train them, and tell us all about that experience, because a lot of people don't get, that side of it. Having kids that play tennis, you're like, how do you deal and how do you get them to that level is,
It's a whole different world, because you just see the athlete, but you don't hear the behind the scenes, the people that support, the parents that, are taking them to, all these events, and dealing also with their emotion that doesn't come out, and how to deal with that. Absolutely. And how to help that future athlete. Yeah. So we're very happy to have her this year and provide us some insights on her life and their life and what she's got going on with her programs. She's doing some certain stuff with girls in particular, kind of teaching them the game. It's a little bit outside of the realm of just picking up a racket. It's kind of before that. Just kind of learning skills that help you develop into being a tennis player without necessarily saying, okay, here's a racket and here's a ball and figure it out. And let's start teaching you stuff that your body's really not ready to start doing yet, because you're learning your motor skills still at a younger age. So it's pretty cool. That is cool. We're glad to have them involved. So Definitely. That's something to mark your calendars for. Right, especially if you have an athlete, whether they're tennis or whatever sport they're in. This would be a great, thing to attend to really get to know, and get some insights. And to, for Susan G. Komen, Dallas County, that's a big part of it as well. So that's kind of the main push, and that's why she's, excited about being involved in it. So, good. Yeah, we're glad to have her. So. And then we also do some other kids clinics. Estrada Hinojosa does a Latino tennis festival. So we have usually about like 200 kids that come into that. And it's the same kind of deal. They have tennis pros that help instruct them and teach them. And then we have a hearing impaired tennis clinic. There's some schools here in Dallas with hearing impaired students. And Shannon Line sponsors that. And it's, getting them involved in a sport that they're, can play and that they can be involved in. And it's fun. We've done it for, I don't know, maybe like 8 or 10 years now. Oh, wow. I think so. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing that I think, we're recognized for, internationally, that we're doing these kids clinics, and we do a lot more than any other tournament does, for sure. So. Wow. So there's something for everyone. Right. Yeah, so sure. There is something for everyone that to attend. Right. So we're at the event. So tickets, how do we get tickets, and, where, if people are interested, where do they go? tennischampionshipsofdallas.com. Click on tickets. So just hit the ticket button. If there's box seats, we have a few box seats left. Not very many. They sell out pretty quick.
There are about 4 sponsor packages, corporate sponsor packages left.
Okay.
So those will go pretty fast. So you want to make sure you get those as soon as you can. That's just, giving me a call or emailing me.
Okay. We'll have his information
Yep.
below if you're interested.
Right, yeah.
And then do you offer different passes, different day passes, week pass for the whole tournament?
Yeah, there is a week pass that you can do. So if you just want GA seats for the week and you want to come whenever you want to, that's obviously an option. It's $250 for the week, which is a pretty good deal.
Right.
For coming to any session you want to.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's a fun part of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, you can go play tennis, grab your friends, grab your, girlfriends, grab your husbands, significant others, and go watch some good tennis.
Yeah.
So in our lineup for this year, so we've had some great head namers.
Right, yeah.
Do you have any sneak peeks to share with us?
I would love to tell you, but I don't.
Not yet.
Not for sure, yeah.
Okay.
The commitments are we're still in that window of we're waiting to hear
Yeah.
for sure. Mitchell Kruger, who won last year,
Yes.
who is a local kid. He played, growing up at our club. And it was great to have him win because having a guy like that win is so rare.
Right.
For him to train here and then end up winning a pro tournament here.
Yes.
So he's got points to defend, and when I talked to him last, he said, yeah, he's planning on playing, so he'll be here.
Cool.
Mackenzie McDonald, I assume should be back as well. He actually played in the finals against him last year. Lost him in the finals last year. He was in the finals the year before in 2018 against Kei Nishikori. Of course, unfortunately, he lost that match as well, but Kei's a pretty good player.
Right.
So yeah, he's looking to finally kind of break through, and this be his year to win it after making the finals 2 years in a row. So as of right now, that's kind of what we know. We kind of wait for guys and see how they do in Australia and wait for, commitments from these guys, which are kind of right in that window now where they're starting
to start coming
come in,
in.
yeah. So,
Sometimes you just never know until it starts.
Right, yeah.
You're like, okay,
Yeah.
he's here.
Yeah, we knew, when we knew Nishikori was coming, it was instantaneously like, okay, everybody's wanting to be here. It's kind of
Right.
like, Beetle coming to town for Nishikori because he's such a huge player. Same thing
Right.
with Isner and Kyrgios and those guys. It's like, wait, those guys are here? It's like, yeah, that's, we're that level of event. And
Right.
I think people are surprised that that's here in Dallas, so.
Yes,
pretty cool.
then that's what's so cool about the event is that you just really never know who is going to be there. I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
you can show up and just expect not expect it's someone of that nature, and then all of a sudden they're there.
Yeah, I think
So-
they'll look at the challenger level as, it's these guys that just nobody knows yet.
Right.
But, I mean, there's a combination of that. It's, it's a mix of guys that are still coming up, but there's
Right.
guys that want to come in and play and get matches in. And it's just, it's kind of evolved into something different.
Right.
Where being in a major market like Dallas, it's not a bad thing
No.
to, play a challenger. It's, I think that kind of had that stigma for a while, but it's
Right.
completely changed with Andy Murray and Kei Nishikori and Edmund and Isner and all these guys starting to play them. It's like, it just is what tennis is now.
Right.
Especially in big cities.
And you just never know. I mean, you could watch someone, and that's what's really cool is being able to watch someone who maybe was just starting,
Right.
and then maybe a couple years later you're sitting there watching them on the U.S. Open. You're like, oh, I saw
Right.
them at the beginning,
absolutely.
playing a match, and it's just always fun, fun to watch that experience. I think that's
Right,
what. Is so different is actually being engaged and it's so intimate,
Right.
feeling that you're right in the center of everything. I mean, you feel like, we're sitting at this table and they're like right here.
Right, yeah.
Versus, so the distance and, being so far distance from them.
Right.
And so I think that's, the positive and, what is, people need to go experience.
Right, yeah, it's these guys like Taylor Fritz and Francis Tiafoe
Right.
and Riley Opelka who are the top Americans right now. And they were here, and we all kind of like saw it like, okay, that guy's going to be good.
Yeah.
Tiafoe and Fritz and Opelka were like, yeah, we can see these guys are going to be that next level, and they are. These are the future Americans, while some of the other Americans are kind of taking a step back, these guys are pushing ahead, and they're kind of the future. So it's a good opportunity to see these guys before they, really bust onto the next level. But this is that level where they're, it's the platform shooting up to that.
Yeah.
Because usually these guys go from here to just, they're playing the New York Open next, and they're going to Wimbledon, and that's where you usually see them say, okay, now it was fun seeing them like a month
Yes.
ago play our tournament. Now they're playing, center court there. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. Well, so, I know we're going to get some people, going to this tournament,
Right.
and they are going to be excited, and we'll have some that are experienced tennis people,
Right.
and then some of them that they get inspired. So let's talk about T-bar and talk about, because I'm sure that happens and people get all engaged because tennis is such a fun sport. It's one of those sports, that you can pick up at any age, and that's what's the nice thing about it. So let's talk about what T-bar offers, that person that wants to learn how to play, or maybe they've been playing.
I mean, we're kind of lucky. We're, sort of the home for tennis in Dallas. I mean, there's not really anybody that's like us, having 28 tennis courts, having 8 indoor courts, which is, a huge thing this time of year, being, colder, and then in the summer being so hot. I mean, having indoor courts is huge.
It is.
So that's a big part of it. Our staff is awesome. I mean, we have the best staff and the biggest staff of anybody. I mean, I think we're at about 24 tennis pros. And they all kind of range on, we have guys that are great teaching younger players. We have guys like Bob Radish, some other guys that are really good at teaching, some of the new players that maybe are just kind of getting in the game as adults or something like that. I mean, I've played with a lot of these men and women that have jumped in at my age and they start playing. And I'm like, wow, I can't tell that you just started. You're playing at a really high level just starting out. I think the pros having as many clinics as we have, it's just so many opportunities to get the game and get everything you need. And if you're somebody that wants to do that, then this is the place to do it.
Definitely. It is. I play there myself, so you'll see me on the court. Or ready to round up my tennis. But it's a great place. The clinics are fantastic. And indoor, I have to say that, in the summertime when it is 100 degrees, I'd much rather be in the air conditioning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's not fun out there.
We kick the kids out on the court. The adults are all like, oh, no, we need the air conditioning. But my kids have gotten spoiled, too. They're, with indoors. So they're, it was cold one time. They're like, in a tournament, they're like, oh, are we playing indoors? I was like, I don't know. You may be outside. So, but no, and it's all different. You can, kids, you
have a great junior academy. One of the bigger, junior academies. It's great pros that, these kids are going D1, that are full-time kids that they come here, they go to school, they play tennis, and it's fun seeing that, environment of these kids are, dedicated to being, college or higher. I mean, it's like the same thing with Mitchell Kruger. I mean, he was in that where he was here every day training, and then he decided, well, am I going to go to college? Am I going to go pro? And he's a pro tennis player now. So it's cool to have, guys like that to show, like, look, you can, even if you're a young kid, there's, here's the way to get to that next level. So, having that as part of our package is great. It's not just all recreational. There's kids that want to get to that level. So we like being that place for it. So.
Well, this is fantastic. So everyone, you need to mark it on your calendars, February 3rd through the 9th. And we'll have the website below that you can get tickets for the event for the RBC. And then you can also tour around T-Bar if you're interested in tennis and check out their facility. And let's give them also the address of where T-Bar is.
It's right there on LBJ and Preston Road, so 6060 Dilbeck Lane. We're kind of tucked in neighborhood, so you probably driven past us thousands of times. Like, I didn't even know there's a tennis facility back there. And you go back there, it's like, whoa, okay, it's a big facility. Yeah, if you go on our back patio, you're like, what? And, like, this is right here in Dallas. Like, I never knew. So we're kind of tucked in that little corner there. But it's a good place to check out.
But, for sure, but you're convenient from all aspects of the metroplex. So easy access. To it. So thank you so much,
awesome.
Shawn.
I appreciate you having me. It's been great. So.
Well, cheers and cheers to a successful event and tournament.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for tuning in to Community Cocktails with Kimberly. If you'd like to contact Kimberly with your real estate needs, you can reach her at kimberlywoodard.ebby.com. Hope you enjoyed our guest this week. Tune in every first and third Wednesday of the month for insights from industry leaders in your DFW area. Remember, don't just love your home, love your community.